Hello, and welcome back to the Benchmark Podcast. My name is Katie. I'm a volunteer here at Benchmark. Today, I have two beautiful people with me. I have a friend and supporter of Benchmark, Tristen, and I also have Passion, who is a student leader. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
So, Tristen, you are a college student.
Yes.
You are still a student as well.
Yep.
High school, you're both in that like student life, but in different stages, of course, with college and high school. So talk to me about being a student. What do you think, just off the top of your head, what is the hardest thing about being a student today in 2026?
For me, I think it's keeping up with the work.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's keeping up with the work for me.
What about you?
Yeah, I could say the same. Time management and like what are your priorities? Like, I think today it's so easy to like get caught up on like your phone or just hanging out with friends and like not doing your work. So yeah, I think it's like, what are your priorities? Like making sure you're getting your work done. And
there's so many ways you can waste time.
yes,
like
exactly.
Online.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And it's kind of annoying too, because like you use those same tools to do work, like your phone and your computer. Like you need those. You can't just like completely go offline because you have to do homework. You have to check classes, check schedules, you know, texting with classmates and groups and group work and stuff like that. So you have to really have that self-discipline.
yes,
Which is a lot.
yeah.
So Tristen, you are an athlete. You play field hockey. Tell us a little bit about field hockey for people who may not know. Like, how did you get into it? What is it like? How many hours a week do you spend as a D1 athlete?
Yeah. So I started field hockey in fourth grade, around fourth grade. And then I just kind of, as the years went on, like I just got more and more serious in it. And then I think around like freshman year of high school is when I was like, okay, I think I want to play this sport in college. So then I was working like all throughout high school to get recruited. I finally did. And now, I'm playing at St. Joseph's University. Yeah, field hockey. If you don't know about field hockey, it's sort of like soccer. And it's also sort of like lacrosse. You have a stick and, it's 11v11 on a big field. There's like a circle and like you can only score within the circle. There's a lot of fouls, which a lot of people say. It's like you'll go to a field hockey game and there's like the ref is blowing their whistle like every second and they're like, what the heck is going on? But after a few games, like you'll understand like, okay, like you can't hit your foot. The ball can't go above a certain height. Like it's stuff like that. But it's a very interesting sport, I think, once you get into it. It's cool to keep up with.
Very interesting. I feel like, yeah, that's something that you have to be in really good shape for then. Like,
yeah, it's a lot of training.
So how many hours a week do you spend on like academics and book work versus sports?
So I guess academically, I'm usually taking around like 15 to 18 hours of classes each week. So that can vary. And then obviously that comes with a lot of time outside of classes to be studying and doing your work. So I would say that can get close to like 25, 30 when you're doing tests and stuff. Hours just dedicated to academics. And then for field hockey, when you're in season, it's 20 hours. You're allowed to be practicing. Like that includes your games. That includes film sessions and like scout sessions. But that doesn't include like treatment time, like time that like you have to show up early to practice to get everything on and ready. And so that can also it really feels like a part-time job or even like a full-time job when like you really get into it. But that's usually around 20 hours. And then in the off season, it starts off like 8 to 12 hours and then it goes back into 20 hours.
Okay. So when is field hockey season?
It's in the fall.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Man, I was adding that up in my head, and I feel like we are at like 60 hours a week.
Yeah, I don't exactly
like,
know.
Wait, you're running out of time. That's a lot, and I'm sure that's completely accurate because, like, that's, yeah, like class time, homework time, study time, and then that's like 3 huge things, and
I wouldn't be able to do that.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And there's some weeks where it's easier, some weeks where it's harder. So it really depends on the week. If you have tests, if you don't. If I don't know, it all just depends on the week.
Are you going to continue to like play field hockey after college?
Probably not. It's kind of difficult to. There's no like professional field hockey in the U.S. A lot of people will go. I mean, there's the USA team. Like you could try and
Like
try
the
out-
Olympics?
Yes, like the USA national team. Like you could try and or even be like a practice player for them. Some people will do that. Or you can go overseas, and there's more opportunities overseas to play for a club or something. And some people will do that, but I don't think I will do that.
It's not for you.
Do you know why there's not any in the U.S.?
I think it's just like the lack of like interest in it. I
Okay.
think it's such like a northeastern sport. Like not the whole country even knows what field hockey is. So I think that's kind of hard. And yeah, I think it's just the lack of interest, I would say.
It takes a lot of like grit and dedication and to juggle all of that.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's talk about mentorship. So with your schooling or even outside of school, do you feel like with anything in your life, whether it's sports or academics or even just really any area of life, do you feel like you have had people who have mentored you? And what has that experience been like? And some people have never had any mentors. Some people have had a lot. But that's one of the things that Benchmark really values here. And so we talk a lot about mentors. Sometimes it's on the art on the walls. But mentorship helps people grow and things like that. So tell me about any experiences you've had with mentorship, both of you. So go ahead, Passion first.
Well, probably in a podcast we've seen before. I've had like a couple of mentors throughout like the time that I've been here, and I feel like it felt like a bit different at first than it does now, but I feel like it's gotten more easier for me.
You've grown probably.
A lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes.
But the mentors that I've had, I've grown a lot from them. I've learned a lot from them. You can learn a lot from like different mentors, even though like it's all like they're all here for like the same reason, but they all have like different stories to tell me or like things that I can learn from them. So it becomes much easier and easier as I like get more into it.
Right. And then you can mentor other people with that education and experience that you have, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Just it's a never ending like domino effect almost.
Yeah.
Tristan, have you had any positive or negative experiences with mentors?
Yeah, I would say like my biggest mentors would have been probably like my teachers and my coaches, and even like my dad. I think has been a big mentor in my life. Just he's very wise and gives me a lot of wisdom, and yeah. And then like with my teachers, they've just setting me up for college, and now my professors helping me through college, and then my coaches who know what it's like to play a sport and play and be in school at the same time. So I would definitely say those are.
It's nice to have people who know what it's like for what you're going through and can really like empathize and relate to you. Not every mentor can. Some haven't had the experience or luxury or it can be a good or bad thing depending on the experience of going through what you've gone through, but it can be nice to have a diverse group of people that can relate to different parts of your life, whether it's your coaches relate to that sports and academics combo, and then you may have had mentors that have related to different things that you've gone through in your life, and it's really nice to have that relation when you can like bond over that. So let's kind of step back a little bit and talk about Benchmark. So I would love to hear what your connection is to Benchmark. So how did you find it? What's your first impression? What do you think about it? Tell people about what Benchmark is. So let's start with Tristen.
Yeah. So my dad has actually been a mentor here for many years. I'm not exactly sure how many, but many years. So I would always hear so much about Benchmark from him, and I'd come in every once in a while and just check it out and work out with him and other people who came here. And yeah, it's such a cool environment. Everyone's very welcoming. Whenever I come in, everyone's like, oh, like, hi, like introducing themselves to me. And it just seems like such a cool environment where people can feel safe and valued and welcomed. And it just really sets people up for success, I feel like, is what Benchmark does. So
I'm connected by Benchmark from some of the mentors that worked at a previous school that I was at. They've been here before I was a couple years. Yeah, they told me about it. They was like, I think that this would be like a good opportunity for you to come.
Yeah.
And then I also came from community service.
Okay.
And then Will asked me if I would like to work here, and I said yes, so here I am.
That's awesome. You've gotten a lot of different, like, came as a student and did your hours, here, and then connected with people who came to your school at that time, and then now you're a student leader and you've like gone through that program, and it's awesome.
I enjoy it.
Super
I
cool.
like it here. It's been like 3 years, so
yeah,
I think I like it so far.
that's awesome. Do you watch a lot of videos? And do you watch like short form content or long form content? Like, TikToks would be short form. YouTube videos could be long. They could be hours long.
I used to watch TikToks like a lot, but I kind of stopped. So like now I just watch like short TV shows. But I'm stuck on one TV show.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Do tell. Do tell.
It's called Chicago PD.
Oh, okay.
And I've replayed it like a lot of times.
Is that is a show with a lot of seasons, right?
Yeah.
Is it still running or has it ended?
There's one that just came out 2 days ago.
Okay. So it's like still going. Yeah. Those are cool. I used to watch a lot of CSI, like CSI Miami, like there was like CSI New York. But now I've switched to more lighter, entertaining things. I think it's because like I feel like I have enough stress in my life, so I like to watch something that's not very stressful and just more like laid back. Like those sitcoms like The Office or Parks and Rec. It just like, it's predictable. There's nothing intense or crazy, and you can watch it maybe while you're doing something else or like listen to it like,
yeah, you can like miss a little bit of it, like miss 10 minutes and you understand it still.
You don't miss like something really key, like, oh my word, that was the murderer or something. So
yeah.
I don't have a lot of time to watch TV, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been into any TV shows. I did watch We Were Liars. That just came out on Netflix.
Okay.
I watched that season with my roommate. But I read the book. It was like a book, and then they came out with the show. So that was cool. Like, she didn't read the book, and I read the book, and it was like so interesting. I was like, I don't know how they're going to make this a show, but they did, and it was really good. So
which was better, the book or the show?
I think the book. Yeah.
I feel like that's how it always is.
Yeah.
Like, whenever they make a show or a movie off of a book, people are, like, disappointed because they've read the book and there's
just so many more details in a book, and a book's so long, and then you can't put all the details into a TV show or a movie, so
exactly
maybe that's why.
And I guess the writers or, producers, they just pick the ones they want to highlight.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they also, to make it work, they have to just change some of the details and stuff.
Yeah,
and
definitely. Because, it's hard to, like, make that into a show or something. Also, like, when you're reading a book and you have, like, the mindset of, like, you make the characters in your head and, like, this character looks like this, and then you see the actor and you're like, no, that's exactly. So I think that's a little, I don't know, maybe a difference that is hard to get by.
So we talked about the 4 pillars of the podcast that we typically focus on: leadership, mentorship, wellness, perspectives. We've talked a little bit about those different things. So I want to ask about mental health for you both. So I would love to know how you prepare mentally before a big game. And then for you, Passion, how do you prepare mentally for something really stressful or something big that would also kind of mimic going to a game? So Tristen, tell us how you prepare mentally before a big game. Do you have any like rituals or habits, or, what do you do?
Yeah. I'm really big into journaling. So usually like the night before a game, I'll journal and just get any thoughts or like anxious thoughts out of my mind. And then like the day of the game, obviously like making sure I'm fueling myself right. And then I'm not big into like I'll listen to music when I'm getting ready, and it's usually like worship gospel music because it just like gets me in like the right mindset.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I listen to like that music, and then I don't really know what else I do. I guess yeah,
that's
just
great.
making sure I'm like with my teammates. Like being with my teammates really like soothes me and calms me. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's like the perfect way to prepare for a game where you feel like just being with your teammates helps you all kind of feel grounded, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how do you prepare for something big or stressful or potentially overwhelming in your
Well,
life?
like Tristen said, I like journaling a lot.
Nice.
Or I'll pull my iPad out and start recording and talking to myself as if like I'm talking to somebody else. But I usually listen to like music, like the sad music that I said that like I usually listen to.
Nice. What's your favorite artist right now? Or what's a song you're playing a ton?
James Arthur.
Okay.
I really like James Arthur, and probably Impossible. I think I've said that before, and I really like
I definitely know
that song.
James Arthur. I don't know that particular song, but yeah, it's like it's melancholy and like just I don't know the right word, but
I really like
it's kind of, do you find it kind of soothing? Because I
Yeah.
feel like his music, it's in some way it's kind of a soothing style.
Everybody thinks it's like, everybody calls it sad music, but to me, I don't think it's sad.
Yeah.
I just think it's relaxing.
But also, what's the bad thing about being sad sometimes? I mean, sometimes you just are sad, and that's
Like,
okay.
yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
If I'm sad and I turn on like sad music, it's gonna make me even more sadder.
Is
So
that
like,
a good thing or a bad thing?
that's bad for me.
Okay.
I don't like crying all the time. So I'll sit there and I'll play sad music thinking like, oh, this helps me like on another day when I'm not sad. I play it and then I'm like drowning in tears or something. I don't like that.
So I guess we have to, with emotions, we can feel them, but also learning how to regulate them is a really good skill, and not letting them run us and run our lives, and make sure we are trying at least to stay in control of them, whether it's, it could be any emotion, it could be anger, sadness, even just excitement, where you might be like overstimulating to someone or something, just keeping them in check. And that's part of
How do you keep your emotions in check?
So I think, well, you've already done the first part, which is recognizing what kind of makes them more intense and puts you maybe into a place that's not very good. Like if you are feeling sad about something, perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. But if there are habits that you do that might make you kind of go into that depressive state, or just to a point where you are feeling like you can't function, or it's like, slowing down the good things that you should be doing, like going out, socializing, exercising, if it makes you just want to lay in bed all day, not doing those habits, or at least trying to not do them as much, like trying to keep them in check. Because some things there's different ways that you might manage your sadness, for example. Some of them might be healthier than others. So recognizing those habits and those patterns of things that you do is one thing. Finding an outlet for your emotions is also good. So, for example, if someone struggles with some anger about something, some people like to box, and that helps them have that release. Journaling is also a release.
Very good.
So making sure you have some kind of outlet. I feel like even for people who are very calm or maybe don't have as strong of personalities, I think they still need outlets for their feelings and emotions. They're good. They're good things. We should feel emotions. It's good to feel, happiness and sadness and empathy and love and things like that. So having good outlets, which you both already have, is awesome too. I think that also getting help when you need it is important. So I'm not a therapist, so I do not, have good answers to this necessarily. But if your emotions are kind of running your life or making it difficult for you to have informed relationships, making it difficult for you to, keep up with the things you need to keep up with, like sports or school or dealing with family members, then trying to utilize the resources that you do have to talk to someone, whether it's a therapist or it's a mentor or just someone that you trust or a friend, to try to get another perspective. Because the thing about emotions is they can really cloud your judgment, and that's where you want to just maybe getting someone else's perspective is a good thing sometimes, because they can really cloud your perception of different situations. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay, I have another.
Okay, go.
Where do you guys seek like comfort when you're feeling like sad, upset, or like overwhelmed, stressed, or anything?
Go ahead, Tristen.
Yeah, I think one thing I do struggle with, but I'm trying to get like better at, is just like being vulnerable with people and like talking to like a friend or talking to a family member or someone that like is going through something similar or like has gone through something similar and like can help you through it, like just getting vulnerable and like sharing how you're feeling. And then another thing with me, I like to read my Bible. That really comforts me and soothes me, and just let God speak to me, and that is something that soothes me. So yeah,
I have a couple different, I would say, outlets, I guess, that I probably use. So for one, I will talk to someone that I love and trust. My husband is one of them. So if I'm really upset about something, I'll try to get another perspective. And sometimes I am kind of not thinking about it quite correctly, or just I have some kind of bias. And so that can help kind of, it's not a cure, it doesn't remove it, but it can help kind of smooth out those feelings of frustration or upset types of emotions. I also do like to work out. So I love to exercise, and the not adrenaline really, but like the endorphins that you get from exercising really help me feel good physically. And so it does something for me mentally too. So like it's kind of like a break that I feel like after a long day of work, it really is something that I look forward to just, it kind of switches, because my job, what I do for a living during the day, is like at a computer in an office. So it's not very physical. So having that like mentally stressful time and then going to where it's just more of a physical thing, I don't really have to use my brain that much to work out. Like I can get on the treadmill or get on the elliptical or lift weights or, do whatever. I don't really need my brain that much.
Yeah.
It's physical. So it's a switch. And then I also have a really good community, both with my church and with my small group, that is a place where I can take some of those like life frustrations to, and they will, offer to help in practical ways. Sometimes it's more in just like, spiritual ways, but there's those kinds of things. What about you? Other than journaling, where do you go when you need comfort?
Around my house is like so many different other houses, so I'd walk around all over there listening to music. Or
Nice.
there's like where kids play like soccer at. So sometimes like it depends on like how, like what the emotion is that I'm feeling. I'd go like over there and sit somewhere in the grass or lay down or something. It's not really like I don't know, it's not like my emotions, like the way I handle them are like way different than like I used to. So I'd usually, if I don't feel like walking, if I'm too frustrated and I don't feel like walking, I'd go talk to my mom or something, because I feel like she understands me, because she's been like through like a lot as well. So like I'd go to her, or I'd go to like one of my siblings or something, because like, you're here, why not? You talk to me, I'll talk to you. But I've been working on it, because like before, I wouldn't usually open up to anybody. I'd keep it all to myself, and like I said, I'd play my music. So I've been trying my best to like open up to people more
And let it out a little bit, because bottling it up can be really bad, and it can kind of make you feel overwhelmed, and it's not very good. So that's good. That's awesome. It sounds like you both have some really good, healthy habits when it comes to mental health. What kind of advice would you give for peers of yours for mental health? Like, give some general advice.
Yeah, I would say it's like it's a balance. So it's like you have to just try things out that can help with your mental health. Like for you, it's walks, and I find that too. I really like to go on walks,
Me
and
too.
that can clear my mind.
I miss
and
summer.
Yes, same. Or even fall, like a beautiful fall walk with like the trees, and just like trying out different things and making time for yourself, and learning what you like and what you love to do, and finding hobbies that you love. And I think so many times we can just get so caught up in like life, and whether that's school, your job, or you can just be so stressed about so many things. But when you like find that outlet, find those hobbies that can just clear your mind, I think that's really important.
I agree with Tristen, but like also let yourself, like usually people like me, I'll say me, I don't usually let myself understand how I feel. I just feel whatever, and I'm not really thinking of like how I feel. So like let yourself take that time to think like, this is how I feel, find something to fix it, and then work like through that. Or like let me see how to put this. Give yourself, it's basically what I just said, but give yourself like so many like different options to be able to like fix it, because if one doesn't work, then you're just gonna give up. But instead you can just find like multiple other things to help.
I love that. I think that you each said such important things. Being willing to try other things, just having an open mind, and not thinking, well, walking won't help me, or therapy won't help me, or well, exercise won't help me because I've never done it before. Try it. Just be open-minded to trying something, and you never know what you might find. Mm-hmm. You might find that it's actually super helpful and super effective. And being willing to, if something doesn't work, try something else, like you said. Just having a willingness to learn and to try new things. I also feel like there's different habits that you might do with other people versus alone. Like some people will like to walk alone and listen to music, while others prefer to walk with other people and they will chat. I personally love to have conversations while I'm walking. So like it might be on the phone or something, but if I'm walking with a friend or if I'm hanging out with someone, I like catching up over a walk. It's just, I don't know. So there's something about walking and talking that just is like therapeutic kind of for me. Also, I feel like you mentioned something about being vulnerable. I feel like it's a lot easier to be vulnerable when you are not sitting across from someone and they're like staring into your soul. So like if you're walking, you're not looking at each other really. You're kind of doing something else. It's easier to share those like icky feelings and stuff like that. So
maybe not with me. I like when I'm like talking, I like staring.
No, that's good.
I like staring, so it might be not the same.
That's fine too. I mean, there's definitely a lot of positives with eye contact where you can really read expressions and like understand how someone's feeling for sure. But if you're with someone that you already know and you have to have like a difficult conversation, some people find it easier to be doing something. Just like people like to fidget with their hands or like draw, you know, like if you're talking about, for people who like art, I know there has been another student that when they talk about really difficult things, they really like to be drawing. So they just can kind of focus on something else. It just helps make it a little bit easier. So speaking of walking alone or with people, with productivity, do you feel like you're more productive alone or with other people? Because you guys have said some different things about like studying and listening to music. And so I'm curious, with different things you have to do, like, do you study alone or with other people? Do you, you know, walk alone or with other people? Do we feel like which one makes you more productive?
I'd say it depends. Like for
Okay.
me, it depends on like if I'm going to like study with somebody or listen to music with somebody, talk to somebody. It depends on who it is.
Okay.
So like I won't just do it with like, I don't want to be mean. I won't just sit and like study or like talk with like my sister. But like with my mom, I'll do that because she knows like a lot more than maybe my sister would. So she'd be able to help me or something.
That's nice. It's almost a little bit. Have you heard of the concept of body doubling? No. So it's really something that is related more to those who struggle with ADHD, but even those without ADHD can benefit from it too. But body doubling is basically having someone else present when you're working on something, and they kind of are, they're like pretty quiet, but they're just like a sense of accountability. So like, for example, someone with ADHD might struggle with, executive function, and they struggle to get like chores done, like laundry. So someone just sitting on the couch doing something else while they are folding laundry helps keep them in that task. And it's just like, it's like almost the idea of like, if I leave, they're going to know. And so they'll know that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm sure it's used with kids and all ages too. But really, I think with adults, it's super, super helpful. But there's some people, I feel like, maybe your mom's one of them, in your life where you can work while they're there and like they understand what you're doing and stuff, and they're not a distraction, while there's other people who are not good body doubles. But I feel like college students often kind of benefit from this a lot, where they're studying together, and if you have kind of smart people, I suppose, when you get together to study, like it helps you stay on topic more than if you're alone and then you get on your phone and you're scrolling or something. But like if you're studying with someone and you're asking each other questions, like it helps keep the focus on something. It can depend on who you're with. There are people who are great to study with, people who are not good to study with, but having a body double can be something that's interesting. So Tristen, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree. It depends who it's with. If like you're really wanting to like lock in and focus, and they're not really wanting to, like if you're studying with someone else and they're not looking to lock in and focus, then that can be challenging and hard. But if they're looking to like really get work done, and it's almost like, I think I work best when I'm studying, when I'm with a group and we're all studying separately, and then when we have questions, we come together and we'll talk about that. I think that's for how I study best, because then again, it's kind of like the body double. It's like we're all like doing it, so like we're all studying, and it's keeping me accountable to continue to study and not go on my phone or anything. And then if I do have a question, then we'll all talk and like talk it out and stuff.
It's awesome to collaborate that way. So just having people there for when something does come up and you're like, I don't get this. What does this mean? Or what was this again? Yeah, absolutely. I feel like when I was in college, it was a mixture of both. There's definitely times where I really was, I guess, motivated enough, and I really needed to just be alone and working on something specific, like depending on the class, depending on the assignment. And then there's other times where being in a group where we were talking and explaining concepts and things, where it really helped light bulbs go on with different concepts and stuff like that. So super, super helpful.
I want to know what you went to college for. I'm pretty sure you told me, but I'm pretty sure
I may have. So I went to Penn State for business administration. So I have an MBA, which is a Master of Business Administration. That's what MBA stands for. And then I did my bachelor's at Penn State before that, and then I did my associate degree at HAC.
Okay. Yeah. And you're in college for science?
Yes, for health science. So.
You know what an interesting thing is I liked grad school, which is the master's level, so much more than undergrad.
Why?
What?
Why?
Because it's very different vibes. In grad school, they kind of treat you differently, more like a professional, more like an adult than a student, where they need to like like they in grad school, I felt like they let you be accountable for your own outcomes, and it's like it's all you. In undergrad, there was like attendance policies and like different kind of policies and processes that they would try to like help you stay accountable. But in grad school, I feel like it's much more kind of open-ended. So you do need a level of self-discipline and self-motivation to keep up with everything. But I really liked it. It was a little bit more workforce focused, and I liked that instead of just like real world, like better real world application of things in classes. There'd be more discussions around like careers and work, and I was already in the workforce at that point, so it was really cool.
And what made you choose science?
I always have liked science. In high school, I took a lot of science courses and a lot of like the AP sciences, so that kind of set me up for college. But yeah, I just really like to study science, and I always knew I wanted to go into healthcare because I like being with people and I like to help people, and yeah, I think it just the healthcare is like a combination of science and helping people, so it's kind of why I chose health science.
And what do you want to do after you're done high school?
For a while, I've been thinking about the dental industry or the like being a vet, like doing veterinary and stuff.
Okay, so that's health science, just not humans.
Yes.
So it's probably a pretty different world, but still, it's still science-y, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like very much so. That's cool. Well, I guess you decide if you want your hands in an animal's mouth or a human's mouth.
Both. If I could do both, I'd choose both. I like both of them. I think they're both really good. But I've always, like, since I was like younger, I would always think about like, I want to work with animals. I want to work with animals. But then like it was like maybe a couple months ago, I had went to the dentist and I had to get a tooth removed, and there was a dental assistant working there, and she was actually really sweet and stuff. So then I was like, I think I want to be a dental assistant, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. That's awesome though that you had such a positive experience.
Yeah. I think you'd be really good at that because I feel like a lot of people fear the dentist.
Yeah,
it's like you never know what you're going into, but I feel like you'd be really good at like comforting people. And
she was very sweet.
You have a very comforting voice.
Yeah.
It'd be great. You have like a calm demeanor, and that's really good. Yeah, dentists are something that people fear a lot. So it's I love that you had such a great experience, because I feel like when we talk about the dentist, I hear mostly negative horror stories. But yeah, those are both really cool things. I feel like you'd be good at both of them. But you could always see which one has better opportunities, or like which one is more easily able for you to get into. Like both of them would require some training, but you could definitely start by working at a place that deals with animals that depending on the role, you may not need education necessarily. Like you can definitely be a volunteer at like animal rescues and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been looking at stuff like that.
That'd be really cool for you to see that. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for your time and chatting with me. I so appreciate it. We're going to wrap this up, and I'm so glad that you guys came by and I got to learn a little bit more about you, Passion, and a little bit about you, Tristen. It was so nice to meet you.
Thank you. And thank you for having us. It was so fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to tune in for next episodes of the Benchmark Studios podcast. Bye.